And good evening, everyone, and welcome back to part 25, the longest running series I have ever done on this channel. And trust me, 25 isn't even the largest number. We're going well beyond this. I think I'm actually going to start simplifying a bit of the story, ignoring some of the. First off, My Hero's not even done yet, so I can't even go into some of the major My Hero story points later on. But more importantly, I think I'm going to be starting to narrow it down because 25 chapters is a lot. And I've still got, just looking at this now, a minimum of three to five more chapters written down. And that's kind of where I stopped. I kind of fell off the wagon of writing the chapters out. I'm going to have to get back into that pretty soon. But, yeah, I need to get back on that. This is probably going to go into the 40s at minimum. So I'm actually probably going to have to start simplifying it just a little bit because I'll admit, as much as I've been enjoying doing this, I do want to be able to get into some other video or types of what ifs, not just this one. So not that I'm not enjoying it, but it is a little restrictive having to be doing this one constantly. Either way, last time on the My Pokemon Academia What If, All Might and All for One have started their active clash. All Might was on the receiving end, struggling, but was able to come back and push All for One to the brink of defeat, only to be completely blindsided by All for One's ace Pokemon, Tornadus. Tornadus here being a maxed out Pokemon in terms of strength and power. Meanwhile, Deku, Bakugo, and their respective gangs, went out and, helped save a couple Pokemon from the lab that All for One, had. And those Pokemon spoilers will be added to the respective teams of Bakugo and Midoriya. We have not revealed what those Pokemon are yet, but spoilers, while they're not extremely high level compared to what All for One has on his team, they are rare Pokemon. However, that being said, we get back to now with the return of, or the end of chapter 25, beginning of chapter 26. So Tornadus basically got brought out, blew away his Dragonite. All Might is struggling. He's barely holding on. Meanwhile, Midoriya and the gang are basically looking from afar now, just because they can still see what's going on. They got the Pokemon they're trying to carry him. But they can see All Might's just really struggling. He's tired, and Midoriya can even see he's starting to fade. The helicopters come in, the reporters come in and say, "It looks like All Might is struggling against this mighty villain. What kind of trainer is this? He wielding a legendary Pokemon like Tornadus on his side. So tell me, All Might, have you conceded yet? And you know you don't have a Pokemon in your team powerful enough to stand against the might of something like Tornadus. Part of the Unova Weather Trio. Yeah, actually, I don't believe it's the Ginger. What's the name of the trio those guys are from? The Genie Trio? Because they all kind of have their trio names. I can't recall what their trio name is called. Either way, surely you can't hope to match me. It's like, not only will I match him, I will beat him, because that is what the champion does. Go! It's just, and then All Might's just kind of looking down at his last Pokemon, or his boss Pokemon. Like, it's you and me, old friend. To the last battle, to the last attack, to the last move, to the last attack, to the last fight. Go, Silvally! And Silvally comes. Now, why Silvally? I wanted I wanted All Might to have a legendary, pseudo-legendary, sub-legendary as team. Silvally is classified kind of in the sub-legendary category, apparently. Which, whatever that means, that's what it means. Apparently Type Null and him are kind of in the legendary category, but their stats don't match up to normal legendary Pokemon. Silvally is also a combination of many different Pokemon into one. Now, this is because All for One is passed down, multiple quirks get mixed in there, multiple spirits. We know for a fact the spirits of All for One linger on. There's a lot that goes on with the quirk. I felt Silvally was not a bad option for that. I mean, I could have gone Regigigas Or I could have gone, what's another fighting type Pokemon right off the top of my head that I can think of? Like Kubfu or Urshifu. But All Might's not really a martial artist per se. He's a brawler more than anything else. So that didn't really... So none of the fighting type legendaries really fit in my mind. So I wanted to kind of pick something that'd be unique. Plus, I'll admit, I needed something that was going to be able to beat Tornadus. And to be fair, Silvally isn't as strong level-wise or anything like that as Tornadus, but we'll get into it. Tornadus, Silvally at the moment, by the way, has the Psychic disc for his RKS system in there. But anyway, so Silvally, go! So Tornadus basically blows Silvally back. All Might, though, catches Silvally, only to be hit with the blast himself. And then as Silvally and him get up, he's hit with extra sensory. Tornadus goes in for Hammer On, but Silvally is able to grab on with Fire Fang, latch on, and just start burning and just hold on, Silvally! Don't let go! Tornadus finally blasts Silvally off him into rubble, basically near a building. Silvally's struggling to get up. He's nowhere near done yet. Tornadus goes in for the finishing blow with Hammer On. However, All Might, using the bare bones, the running on empty, the fumes of his strike, comes in and blocks the hammer arm, just cross guards, and just giant explosion happens. And then all the helicopters get blown away. It's unbelievable that All Might and Silvally can take such brutal blows. Unfortunately, as Tornadus kind of goes back to his owner, All Might's weakened form is revealed. Oh, actually, that's perfect. All Might's weakened form is revealed. Just show the world your pathetic form. Simply, it says right there. Simply, now the world can see you for what you truly are, All Might. A pathetic symbol of peace. No matter what my body may be like, in my heart I remain the symbol of peace. You cannot take that from me. For whatever I stand for the innocent. I stand for this region and its people. Meanwhile, Bakugo and everyone is just looking and saying, "Is this All Might?" And of course, then you'll get the I actually feel like he can do a good, decent all for one impression. So I'll get to that in a second. But Bakugo and everyone just say, "Wait, is that All Might? I don't understand. Why is he so weak?" And then they go back to when they saw him initially. Like, wait, even back then, that was All Might too. And he kind of notices, dude, that guy's been lingering around Midoriya, and just like, Deku, what have you two been up to? What's been going on? But meanwhile, he looks back. He thinks about that mentally, but he's still focused. Like, come on, and everyone's just like, just because he looks different, it's still the same line. He can still win, right? And you get that poetic, just. I can't do that music, right? But very almost like poetic opera. Still have that fiery desire to fight, don't you, All Might? I must admit, even now you are still truly the hero of peace you claim out to be, the champion of the hero region. But let me tell you this, a little thing you probably don't know. My pupil, Tomura Shigaraki, is really Nana Shimura's grandson. And then, of course, you get All Might just, what? No. Zed, you think I'm lying, but you know I'm not, because you know it's exactly the type of thing I'd try to do to you. Come here now, All Might. Where's your smile? No. What would she say if she knew how she turned down? It does this great. By the way, that entire, there's few things that, first off, give you kind of that thrill down your chest, get that real excitement, and just like, whoo, makes you want to go, woo! Like that last episode, like that episode where it's All Might doing the United States of Smash. But there's few shows or moments in anime that you can continue to go back and still get that same feeling. Like, damn, it's such a good moment and so beautifully animated, and Chris Sabat's voice is like, hell yeah. But he hears someone nearby. He's like, All Might. He hears the woman. You can't get off, All Might. And then, never fear, miss. And Silvally's looking at him too, just, is this all Might? Is this all we have left? And All Might catches a look from Silvally and just he kind of coughs up blood, but never fear, miss. For I promise I'll protect you. For I am the symbol of peace. And Silvally, it just kind of like bolsters his line. Silvally! I don't know what Silvally sounds like. I didn't really watch most of the anime past, honestly, I didn't watch a lot of the anime past Hoenn. I watched bits and pieces here or there of everything, but no, I did not watch anything but Silvally! Still putting up that massive fight, aren't you? For all my hatred of you, All Might, you have my respect for that. So let us finish this. All for One basically mocks him, basically saying, "You are the one who's the joke, not me. You don't think I know what your plans have always been, All for One? You're trying to collect the strongest, rarest Pokemon, either for your own collection or for your own personal ends. Like me, you are one of the only people in this continent, possibly in this world, who's inherited something beyond physical traits from Pokemon. You inherited the ability to steal the ability of abilities, didn't you? To steal and add them to your own powers. That's why you stole so many Pokemon. That's why you tried to find the strongest of the legendaries, to make their powers your own." And then all for One just kind of paused and just like I said, All Might, I hate you, but you have my respect. To be so what's the term I'm looking for here? To be so knowledgeable about things you barely know anything about. You caught me, didn't you? And that's why this must end. Now, Tornadus, let us finish this. Tornado. I don't know what Tornadus sounds like either. Anyway, Tornadus comes, and it comes in, attacks with the hammer. All Might, again, using the last of his physical strength, blocks the hammer arm. Blocks it back. Let's see me. And is able to push him away. Then Tornadus comes in with the finisher, but suddenly gets hurt by the multi-attack, which is Silvally's signature attack, which changes based on a type, which is a psychic type attack. Gets hit, basically just goes, basically just goes flying back. And then All for One's like, I will not, there'll be no more interfering. You fight me now, All Might. And All Might basically just, at that moment, switches out the disc in his Arceus system for a different disc, and then Duke starts duking it out with All for One. It's like, you struggle. It's embarrassing how you keep this up. A worthy champion, a successor, has not been chosen until the next generation's time. I won't. And he's thinking about like Midori, thinking like, this kid might be worthy to surpass me. It's like, I won't. I refuse to die. And then just lands that left hook. A clever trick, still weak though. Silvally gets thrown back by Tornadus by using Hurricane, go back and forth using extra sensory. Silvally still won't give in. Slides a hammer arm, and basically at that point, it's just him and Silvally are right next to each other. Tornadus and All for One are right next to each other. They're going in for the final blow. They're able to kind of combo break them a bit, kind of cause them to move back. It's like as All Might gets one more hit in before the final blow. Struggling, a clever, as they combo break them, it's like a clever trick. Still weak though, as Tornadus is getting ready for the final blow, and then finally, that's because I didn't put my back into it that time. And then you get the music, and then now I'm gonna shoot more. I would play it, but I'm sure I'd get flagged. So I'm just, please bear with me with my terrible reenactment of this. That's because, and he does. It's not it's we, because he's got his partner there. It's like, we didn't put our backs into it that time. And you get the music, and finally get that goodbye, All for One. And finally, just boom, multi-attack, and multi-attack, full blast, point blank at Tornadus. And all of a sudden, it's not psychic based. It's electric based, as he swapped out the typing with Silvally, which means now it's twice as effective on Tornadus. and just like lands that shot right in All for One's face. United Region Smash! Boom! Just bodies him into the floor, along with Tornadus getting hit point blank in the face, and landing also basically they hitting each other as they're both getting hit, and they basically, instead of technically being cratered into the ground, they get cratered into a building that just collapses. And then finally it cuts, and everyone's just looking on. It's like, oh my. And then finally you get the race start. All Might wins! And he goes into the platform one more time, and a lot of the trainers that were there are just looking on, and they go, but then Professor Torino comes in, leave him be, boys. He's still working. This will be his last job as the symbol of peace. But should note that, I'll spoil it right now. I would have revealed it in the next chapter anyway. All Might doesn't stop being champion. He just can no longer fight with his Pokemon like most trainers can't. So really, he's just a normal champion now. But everyone is just crying, and everyone's happy, and the day is saved by All Might. And that is where we leave off on chapter 25. I'm glad I was able to get to about 16 minutes, because normally when I was doing this fight, the chapters were actually only like about 9 minutes. I'm like, yeah, it's a little too short. So I actually had to start to combine them a bit. But yeah, I'm glad I could get to 16, 17 minutes on this. But that is the end of the chapter 25. Join us again next week for chapter 26, the aftermath of the All for One All Might fight. Till then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Ideas for who would win, Star Wars, Super Magic, what if, anything to do on the channel. Put that in the comments below as well. I'll get that at some point. So thanks for watching, and I will see you folks next time. Hit that bell if you want notifications.